ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring to you a insightful fireside chat titled Innovation Management, Managing Corporate and Government Innovations for the Future. The names that will be taking this fireside chat were mentioned by Engineer Mahmoud. Let's call them here to the stage, our esteemed panelists. We have Engineer Tariq Saleh, CEO of GIA, and the panel moderator, Dr. Isa Al-Bastaqi, President of the University of Dubai. Gentlemen, please join us. Thank you so much, and let's dive in to this important discussion. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first panel in this GIA Forum, the Government Industry Academia Hub, in its 6th edition, happening in North Star. The great event hosting a lot of startups and investors and venture capitals and ecosystem players in innovation management across many countries in the world. Today's discussion will be about innovation management, how to manage corporate and government innovations for the future. We are fortunate to have with us here His Excellency Professor Dr. Isa Bastaqi, who is actually a leader in the UAE National Innovation Ecosystem as the current president of the University of Dubai and a former CEO of the ICT Fund. Dr. Isa has played actually a pivotal role in advancing UAE National Innovation Ecosystem for a lot of years. UAE actually has emerged as a top leader in innovation, being ranked as the 32nd globally, and has preserved its top rank across the Arab world in its first place, with 25 in the global index. This is in the global index metric. 25% of the population actually are under the age of 30, which presents a unique positioning to harness this workforce and talent to drive the technology and economy transformation for the country. Dr. Isa, under your leadership, the University of Dubai has been a central player in fostering innovation in UAE, and you have always said that you always want to link research and business development, right? Not research and development, research and business development. So can you tell us, how do you see universities driving the innovation ecosystem in UAE and in areas of the research and business development, as well as in areas of the collaboration between industry and government entities in reflection of the just signed MOU with Dubai SMEs?
Thank you. Thank you, Mohandas Tariq. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Actually, what I want to ask, to answer the question, I also want to use the same thing that what Muhammad Aboud said. When I finished my PhD in end of '88, my dream was not to transfer technology only. Transfer of technology is very easy step towards more I'll talk about. My dream was to transfer knowledge to the country. If you transfer technology to your country, anytime the companies they don't want to be there, they'll leave you. You are left with nothing. But once you transfer the knowledge, that's exactly what we should do. And my other dream was to have a semiconductor industry in the country, which I went to Dubai Silicon Oasis to start one, but it didn't work well. We didn't start that project with Intel. So it's very important to look at it. Let's give you another example. Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center. The first Dubai Sat-1 was built by South Korea. 70% of those scientists and engineers were Koreans, and 25%, 30% were of 20, well, 2/3 and 1/3. 30% were Emiratis, and 70% were non-Emiratis or Koreans. But their job was, this 30%, for years, to have the knowledge of creating what they have created in South Korea. And for me, I'd like to really thank very much South Korea that they helped us not only transfer the technology, but transfer the knowledge. That's why 30% were Emiratis that did the design completely from scratch. And then Dubai Sat 2, we had 70% of Emiratis working and 30% from the Koreans. This showed we are in the right track. We're doing the transfer of knowledge. And the last one, which was Dubai Sat 3, which was called Khalifa Sat, 100% of the manufacturing of design of this Sat, Khalifa Sat, was done by Emiratis. This is what I mean by knowledge transfer. So we want to transfer the technology, but also create our own technology by transferring the knowledge. So my motto in this country is made in UAE, sold globally. As you said, Mr. Engineer Mohammed Aboud, made in the Arab world, made in Egypt, and so on. I worked with him, we worked together for Made in UAE as part of Made in the Arab world. And when you talk about Global Innovation Index, that we are now 32, we are, I mean, if you look at all those criteria, you find most of them we are top, either 2, sometimes second, sometimes 10 and 15. But when you go into knowledge creation, we are ranked as 88. That means still we are in UAE, we have not reached that level. We are close to it, we're working on it, but knowledge creation is still not there. That's why I'm against technology transfer only. It has to be later with knowledge transfer. So Made in UAE, sold globally was my dream, is my dream, will continue to be my dream. That's the reason my University of Dubai, when I took over University of Dubai, the first thing I thought of to have an incubation center. Incubation center, it didn't go well. Why? Because the triple helix was not there. We were doing ourselves university without going anywhere. We need industry support, we need government support. The triple helix, which is government, industry, and academia, they work together to make the success of knowledge transfer and also to create Made in UAE, sold globally. Now, today we signed with Hamad bin Rashid SME program. Now we have an official innovation center in University of Dubai that's supported by government. Is it enough? No. Now we need to go after the private sector. That's why you opened the drones lab, which is completely working with a company called Ainan to do research on improving those drones that can be flying taxis of the future with RTA. You see? So now the industry has come in. Huawei, we are working on them to have a test bed of Wi-Fi 7. And from there, we do a lot of research with them. Tomorrow, we have a meeting to discuss that relationship. So the trio will not work. I mean, the innovation and Made in UAE will not work if you don't have the trio. Sometimes when you go to government, they say, why do you depend on government? I say, we have to depend on you. You are policymakers. You are the one who initiates something. You initiate first, and taxpayers pay money. From that taxpayer, you need to give it to the public, give it to society. So you need to be there. You start, we'll finish for you. We'll finish, and we'll add economic value to the country. You see, no matter whatever endeavors we have, no matter what kind of endeavors we have, if it's not related to economic development, it's not worth to do it at all. Forget about it. If you want to mitigate the climate change economically, it'll be negative, don't do it. Better to live in a, in a worse environment than to be economically not feasible, because economically feasible will make that even worse. So economic is the goal at the end, economic sustainability. That's why when you look at sustainability, you say you look at environment, economy, and society. So we have to work together, three of us, the government, industry, and academia. At the same time, we have to make sure that economically we are feasible even after 50, 100 years. And that was the reason why His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, the President of UAE, said that if you invest correctly today, then after 50 years, we'll celebrate when we export the last barrel of oil. This is a vision. After 50 years, we don't have oil anymore. So he's talking about innovation. Innovation that is made in UAE and sold globally, and it is economically feasible. When you work together, then I say, yes, we are doing it right. We have looked at made in UAE, sold globally. We have looked economically feasible. We have to look at the triple helix. And we need to make sure that our government's vision is the same as what we are going for.
Thank you. We are having only 4 minutes
sorry.
being said.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So maybe the next question is that, so now you have mentioned that knowledge transfer, triple helix program, collaboration to build the new programs like innovation, and so will not succeed without this collaboration between different players. So in view of UAE's vision 2031 and 2071, and the need to prepare the youth for the moment when UAE is exporting its last barrel of oil, what are the actual programs that you would like to educate the audience about implementing this vision of UAE that Dubai University is contributing in or collaborating with other partners to develop for the youth to be prepared?
You know, all the leaders, they say, you youth are our future. And His Highness Mohammed bin Rashid, the Vice President, Prime Minister, ruler of Dubai, also said, when he was talking to the youngsters, he said, you young leaders should be lions and lead lions. So first of all, there's a good message behind it. You don't become successful if you are lion and those who are following you are sheep, right? So you want to make sure that you prepare all the society to become lions as leaders. Lion instead of strength, but of course, strength in terms of planning, in terms of executing. And we have something that His Highness said, if I remember correctly, imagine, design, execute. So you need to first imagine what you want to be. And in your country, impossible is not in the dictionary of our leaders. His Highness Mohammed Rashid said, impossible is not in my dictionary. So maybe if you open his dictionary, it's cancelled. So we want to make sure that nothing is impossible, but you need to imagine. And you need to work on it, execute it, to design it, and then execute it. So if the three are together, it will happen. Regarding the youth, I tell them, or tell you youth, you are our future. If we don't prepare you today, then after a while, 30 or 40 or 50 years, you will not be aligned to our vision that we are going to. We need to make sure we are aligned to the vision. You know, the World Green Economy Organization, we have 7 platforms. I'm the chairman of one of the 7 platforms, which is academia and youth platform. We really prepare the youth for the future. We have a lot of workshops to prepare them for the future. And the future starts with the university. Universities should prepare the students to be ready for the created jobs of the future. We don't just graduate tons of them to be in the market, nobody wants them. We need to graduate the right people, the right skills, the right talents. So university, I tell them, you shouldn't graduate only academic degrees. You should graduate academic degrees, professional certificates, which will prepare you for the jobs, and then we graduate startups. So we have to have an incubation center in the university, and then you have to graduate lifelong learners. Lifelong learners are those who are always learning and always learning to improve and develop. And as my friend said once, and I always use the word, if I want to recruit a graduate, I have two things in mind: attitude and aptitude. So we need to create that attitude inside the students that you are not the best, but you can be the best. Even if you be the best, don't boast, because فوق كل ذي علم عليم. Always somebody better than you. So you need to learn from that better to make it better. And then aptitude. Aptitude is learning. You should be a continuous learner. So these are the things we need to graduate from the universities. But at the same time, make sure that the elements I talked about is there in the university to make it a success.
Thank you, Dr. Isa, for shedding the light on the core principles behind UAE's positioning in innovation, the visionary leaders, the investment in the youth, the stress on the importance of knowledge transfer, not only technology transfer, and the existence of a collaborative environment in which industry, academia, and government are working all together to achieve a unified vision. We thank you a lot, and I think the audience would have some questions for you, but I think the MC is behind my back, so Dr. Isa is with us, and anyone who wants to forward any questions, he can after the talk. Please give applause to Dr. Isa, and we thank you a lot for hosting us.